Just silence my mobile.
Evening, everyone. It's a great privilege to be back in this space in another very vibrant session of Fireside Chat. And it's even more special for me personally because I have my very, very dear friend, Leena Vineeth, who is going to be our guest for today. And Leena and I, we go a long way into the past. We have been great friends. And it was my great privilege to invite Leena to be part of the fireside chat. And Leena, before we go into your discussion, I would like to share a couple of things about All Ladies League Manufacturing and what we do and what is our focus here. And so I'll take about a couple of minutes and then we'll start interacting, Leena.
Yeah.
So All Ladies League Manufacturing has been, in place from, in fact, ideologically, we've been putting this in from March, I think, and we gave birth to this in May during the lockdown. Peak of lockdown, we inaugurated the All Ladies League Manufacturing virtually, definitely, and since then I think we have not taken a break. We've been very active on this platform because we have a great intention. Our intention is very pure because we want to empower women, particularly in the hardcore manufacturing industry. Hardcore manufacturing that includes your field as well, Leena, which is like aerospace, airports, women working in the airports, where they don't sit behind a system and work, but they are all the time on their feet. They are interacting, and they contribute so much to their personal lives, their families, as well as to the nation by and large. But unfortunately, what has happened in our country is women in this space are generally not given that due. They are not recognized. They are not given the due, and people generally don't, identify these women. So we thought this All Ladies League Manufacturing will be a very unique platform where these women will have a learning opportunity, a mentoring opportunity, and a networking opportunity. And thanks to COVID, in the last 6 months, we've offered a lot of these online sessions, the fireside chat session, which helps the women to network with women like you who have been doing so well, Leena, and who have been in the leadership space. And I think you will be the best person to share your experience and guide all the listeners for today's session, and also tell them how to overcome obstacles, overcome challenges, and how to really shine bright in this space. So that's in a very, in a nutshell about Ladies League Manufacturing. And again, it's my it's a real privilege, Jelena, to invite you. And I'm so excited, and in the last 2, 3 weeks since we've firmed up this discussion, I felt so good that I could create this opportunity to get on to you, virtually and to connect with you. So, ladies and gentlemen who are, listening to this conversation, uh, I would like to introduce Leena Vineeth. I know her as Miss Leena Varghese, and now after marriage, she's become Leena Vineeth. So, Leena has about close to 30 years of experience, and she's been working in Air India in the last 33 decades, I should say. And she has been in all the areas of Air India. She's right from ticketing to sales to cargo management and airport manager to right now the station head of Air India. Leena is a very good sportswoman, I know. She used to be a real sprinter in school, known for her rugged sportswomanship, and very, very mentally and emotionally and physically agile, and being a role model for many of her own friends even those days. And Leena had her own style. Leena had her own approach, and she was really standing out among her fellow students in Parima Matriculation, where we studied together. And Leena, know, and Leena is a beautiful mom of two boys. They are such great children. I'm sure they are listening to this. And hi, Alvin, and hi, Ellen. Hi, both of you. Hi, and I'm very happy to have you guys as well part of the show. And Leena, over to you. The first question, as I was talking to you, is I always wanted to know what does a station head do in a Air India kind of a company. What is a role? What is the job responsibilities you carry on your shoulders, and why is it your role very significant? And you can say hello to our audience and then slowly start answering this question. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so to begin with, a big thank you to my best friend and a buddy, Dr. Rajni, and it is something which I never expected, and for giving me the opportunity to come on this platform, which is new to me. I should say thanks to her as well as her team as well, and to all the viewers who are there in YouTube as well. Thank you so much. And coming back to the question, I would like to say that being a station head, I'm telling you, the responsibilities are manifold. It is not easy. But I would, first of all, I would like to thank my organization who has given me this opportunity in believing in me and making me sit as a station head in Trivandrum. Okay. So as a station head, I should say that, I have to take care of all the responsibility. I have a lot of departments under me. Airport comes under me, then I have the cargo department, then I have the reservations, then I have to deal with legal cases, passenger complaints, then I also have to deal with engineering, catering, so many departments. I liaise with everybody because if anything comes, then if the station head is held responsible. So even if any flight is delayed or if anything is there, I'm answerable. So I should have coordination with my team for me to get the feedback and give the right information to my uh, authorities. That is what. So I have a lot of portfolios. Like I can't go in depth because day to day, and you have contracts, you have to deal with them, tenders, so many things. We have contracts with hotels. You have to have service industry. Then we have agents who are the backbone of the airline, and they are the ones who support us. And for us to have a good thing in the market, because we have so many competitors. So with all these competitors flying in the market, for you to make your presence, you need the agents. And how you get the agents is unless you support them, they will not support us. So
Mhm.
that support, being a national carrier, we get all the support. And that is one of the reasons where we are focused. You have something. We, or as some people think that airline industry, we don't have any targets or thing, but we do have targets and achievements. And accordingly, when we meet the targets and achievement, we are given the recognition by our the departmental head who sits in the region, who's in the southern region. So accordingly, we are recognized. We award the agents as well for all this. So it is multitude in nature. So so many things come under the my portfolio, and it is not only that only operational activities, all the activities, even administration, then looking after leave, and some of our colleagues during the COVID time when we had our staff who were affected, they were catered to, they were given quarantine leave, all their needs were taken care. So everything, basically, it is a thing to take care of all the activities in the station. It comes under my head. So that is what, in a nutshell, I have put it.
My God, Tina, I'm already very tired of the number of things that you're doing. I think it's a kind of all-in-one
Yeah.
kind of a role where the beauty is when we're talking about your role, that one thing which struck me was you are handling both hard stuff and soft stuff, because you
Yes.
are handling people and also you're handling the entire infrastructure. Your
Yes.
so both the business, the operations, which
Yes.
could be a real hard stuff to manage. And I'm
Yeah.
sure the responsibility of an airline is extremely challenging. So
Yes.
having said that, Leena, you are doing like, if I have to count the number of roles you are doing or playing in this particular the station head, looks like 20 plus roles. 20 plus roles or sub roles. This is a,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's really tough, very very complicated, complex. I won't say complicated. It's very complex.
Yeah.
It's very tough. And so, Leena, uh, how does your particular day look like? uh, I mean, if I have to say a day in the life of Leena, so as soon as you come into work, how does your day look like? If you can, talk to the audience and to us about
Yeah.
it, it'll be very
See,
useful.
every day is it's a new day for me. I cannot say that today I have this and tomorrow it's going to be what. It is not according to
Mm-hmm.
I mean my whims and fancies that the day which I am going to think is. Every day it's a new experience. Tomorrow I will be dealing. It might be a cool day, and the next day it might just creep in. Each and everything you try to tackle it, and you try to do it in such a way that nothing crops in, but every day something or the other comes in. It could be either complaints, or it could be either a new experience meeting people, or it could be another challenge like new flights are coming in with pandemic coming in, and then you have people, passengers, asking for when is the next operation starting. And if people think that even though we are not operating the scheduled flights, they have a thing that airline does not have job. It's not like that. Our jobs are continuing. It is not that it is not. It is happening as it was happening pre-COVID, post-COVID. Also, we are continuing working also. So every day it's a challenge for me. So when I come here, I just come and take the day as it is. And when I wind up, I say, okay, I'm satisfied with what I have done for the day. I get back and come afresh for the next day. That is how I continue with I be very positive in what, because the drive in me is such that I give my 100%. So I don't have any regrets. So whatever comes my way, I willingly accept it, and hardly I say a no. I always give a try to whatever I can do the best. So that's what drives me on.
Wow, wow. Beautiful, Leena. Very nicely you articulated, Leena. So, you said your typical day looks like a new day to you every day. And you come with a big open mindedness to handle that particular day. And I'm sure you will have a lot of uncertainties. And particularly with reference to the industry, the airline industry we are talking about, it has too many uncertainties. And right with the COVID being a very big differentiator in the whole process, you must have put in a lot of policies and processes, changes. Change may be the middle name today of any airline business, I think. And, so how were you able to cope with those changes, Leena? Because change every day would have been very dynamic. And
Yeah.
the government was giving so many guidelines. They were putting in a lot of new policies and procedures, especially for the airlines, because flying during this time has been a very big challenge for people. And getting back to operations. So when you talk about all these things, how did you manage coping with these changes, and how did you take it head on?
Yeah. See, basically, the thing is with all the government norms and regulations for this COVID, actually, it was new to us. But then, we are a set of team which is willing to work for at any situation, at any crisis. We are good crisis management people. The airline which we are good crisis management people. And any situation, we go all bounds, to help the passenger, because we being in a service industry, we cannot forgo anything, or we cannot compromise on the service level at all.
Ah, yeah.
So we go all out, we put our best foot forward and see that whatever has to be done, we go as per the rules and regulations laid by the government, as well as each state has their own rules and regulations, even for traveling, because we had the Vande Bharat flight which was
Yes.
operating. We had a lot of restrictions, and we had people not able to connect. Then and each state had their own rules and regulation. E-passes has to be collected. Some say no, and some say yes, you have to do it. Some on quarantine. So we ourselves had to be so having all the rules within ourselves. I mean, well versed in the rules, because if passenger calls, we should be able to guide them, because for passengers also it was new to them. So So we also had to guide the passengers, and we used to sit and guide each of them. See, this is what it is, you have to go about like this, and then the ticketing has to be done like this. We used to help all of them. So basically we are here, we go, it was not that COVID has restricted us to be at home. We were not
Mm,
at home at all. We
yeah.
were all out in the airport working, even though there were so many people, lockdown was there, and then we were all out to work because we had our flights flying. And when the flights are flying, we cannot sit there, so we had to be there at the airport to help the passengers, to see that whatever they had any problems, so that we were able
Mhm.
to help them out in whatever way we can. And this
Mm.
was, especially this lockdown or COVID situation, was something which we had to go an extra mile to convince the passenger, don't worry, we are there to help you, and we are always there. So that we have really, the national carrier has stood up to the nation
Wow.
at the time of the pandemic, and that has really changed the image of our airline. And we
Rina,
really
I
people
can
are,
actually visualize the pride on your face, you know.
yeah,
I can see that expression of
yes,
pride, expression of joy, and expression of giving the best service to your customers. So they
yes,
come back to you, and they are all, they know that you are there for them. So, having said that, Leena, I know you were very keen on sports, and I always saw you, in the games field, and you were, being school buddies. Listeners, we are school buddies, so
yes.
we will have these giggles coming in now and then. But so please bear with us. So, Leena, being in sports, how do you think sports has helped you to, be a very successful woman leader?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I should say the sports has only given me the direct driving force, and not only that, the spirit which I kept in. I never give up. I look upon, I team up my people, and I lift the team also along with me. And that drive I've gone only through the sports. I keep this in mind. I look upon people. I don't expect too much from others. I go to that level. I don't sit as a manager and saying that, I'm a manager and I'm not supposed to get. I know I work with my people. I also take the team along, because without the team, I'm not successful at all. So I take the team along with me, and that drive I have got, because even in the sports, alone you can't perform. As a team,
Yeah,
only we can, isn't it?
sure,
So all
yes.
of us as a team, definitely we come out in flying colors. And that's the spirit which I have within me, and it's a burning one. Still burns.
I know, I know,
Yeah.
I know, I know you, Leena. And I also know that, you were a very resilient person, even as a child. When I just recollect some of the things that happened when you were very young, maybe when you were 14, 15, how resilient you were, because I think sports by itself gives you that resilience and that grit to, overcome all the obstacles. So, Leena, uh, what is, in your opinion, who is a role model? And have you been guided by a role model? Do you have mentors? Do you have a coach who takes you through everyday, technical lessons in whatever you're doing? So, do you believe in this at all? Because I know you're a very gritty person, and you're very self-sufficient as a personality. So, do you think role models are necessary? And do you have a role model? Can you share your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Yes, I would like to say my role model was my mom, because my mom is a great mom, and she was a person, because my dad was basically working, and
Mhm.
she was the one who held on to all of us, put us into a great future, and all of us have, found our own ways, because my brother
Yes.
is in US, my sister works in the Royal Bank of Scotland, and she's also there, and we never thought we would come up to this, but she had dreams, she wanted her children to come up, and she was giving us all the things, the lovingness, the care, and even also, if any challenges, the obstacles, how to go about, because we can see at home, being a homemaker, she was doing multitasking. So all that multitasking, with how she was able to connect to our relatives, to all the people socially and all that, We have been seeing that through the childhood. So I should say I have learned all this grit and everything, and I've got it through my mother. And she is the sole person, because for anything and everything I used to run to my mother, and she used to, give me the confidence in how to go forward. Don't give up, don't look back, just move forward, and there you are. And of course I should say that even my husband, who's no more, it's almost 3 years since it was an untimely demise of my husband. He's also gone, and he was the major force who tried to help me. There are a lot of challenges which came when I was in the lower cadre, and he used to say, don't give up, just go forward, because if you are true at heart, and definitely God is there with you, and with that belief I did move forward. And these are the two people who were a great, they were my backbone, and both of them are no more. And with that memory and whatever they have, guided me, and whatever they have told me, I still move on with their, I take the torch and I move on with that. And that's how I've been successful so far till date.
Beautifully said, Leena. And I also remember you telling me when you had this Bangladesh assignment that Vineeth was literally behind, like he was a torchbearer for your
Yes,
for that role as well. He
yes,
motivated you and he said, "No, you have to shift. It's a different
yes,
country. You had your own set of thinking. The younger one was in his defining
yes,
years of school, and
yes,
I remember that was a very critical time for you at home, and your mother-in-law was very sick at the time,
yes,
and
yes,
he took it up on him and he said, go and do this new job. So I know that you spent some time in Bangladesh, Leena. How do you think the cultures are different? Although it is almost it's like a, what do I say? What do you call it? They are like Bangladesh is stuck to India, but I know the
exactly.
culture is very different.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
how do you think the cultures are different, and what did you learn as a leader, as a person who has moved, who's lived for a very very long time in India, and you shifted your base to Bangladesh? What kind of cultural differences do you see, especially when it comes to gender practices? How men and women are treated, the kind of respect. Because I know that microfinance started off
Yeah,
in Bangladesh.
yes,
So Yunus created microfinance from Bangladesh, and that was a major drive for women. But how do you think, and how did you perceive the culture, and what were your learnings from that country, and what would you like to share with us?
yeah. See, Bangladesh was a real challenge, because when I got my posting to Bangladesh, it was like nobody was happy. All my colleagues and all, but they were not happy. They were telling me, "Don't take it." That's what the advice which I got. And it was only my husband. Even my parents were against it. They didn't wanted me to leave and go to Bangladesh, which is quite far away, because I am being down south Trivandrum, and you're right up to go to Bangladesh. It's really difficult. So, but it was only my husband who told me that no, you should take up this challenge. Being a lady, or a lot of people tried to tell me, no, Leena, you deny it, but he said, no, you have to go, and I went. Actually, in the beginning, I thought, okay, Bangladesh would be just like one of the, like Dubai, a mini Dubai, at least I thought, but it was not that. It was Bangladesh is actually like Calcutta. You
So
have
it
the
let
same
you down, is it?
pictures, yeah. You have it is Calcutta in a densely populated Bangladesh. Oh my God, it was like choking when you landed in Bangladesh and you find that the whole city. You always go to airports
So
which
I
is
think
so
you went to
cool and
witness a
it's
Burj
yeah.
Khalifa or something.
My N2 level went up to the 0 degree level. I said, oh my God, how will I survive here? But that was a different issue. And then when I got into, but let me tell you, being as a lady, I got all the privileges because Sheikh Hasina was the PM in Bangladesh.
Yes,
So
yes.
there they consider, the ladies to be really, they give respect to the ladies. So the when I went from India and when I went to Bangladesh, it was entirely a different scenario. Here you're trying to survive among the men and all of them, but there it was not like that. The people were so nice. The culture is entirely different because they but it is a mixed culture, but still people give you the due respect and they listen to what you say. You are heard, and you are considered also. So
Wow.
that mattered a lot, and so
Mhm.
that was a rolling pin for me. So it said that it is not like India. So people respected me for what I am and what stuff I was trying to tell them, and they were on the learning sphere. And so then I found that, oh, that is a good way of motivating. I started motivating them, and I got the team onto my fold, and I was successful. To be very frank, it was short lived. It was only for 1 year, but that 1 year, it is a cherishable thing. And still people in Bangladesh, they tell me, ma'am, you've not finished your stint there. If you can come back, we are really happy to have you. So I was really happy that people still remember me, so that shows that I have shown, I mean, I had a place in their heart, and it is just because I took them as a team. And in the culture, if you say that people there, they celebrate all the functions, but there you have the Muslim crowd, more of the
Mhm.
Muslim crowd. So, and people love you for what you are. They sharing, and it is a happening city because a lot of exporters come and deposit. I mean, they come and
Yeah.
invest
More
money
for
there
textile.
because the labor is free. Yeah, the labor is cheap there. So you find a lot of export, like whatever you have going to US and all that, it's all made in Bangladesh. So all the seconds and all, what is not given to the company, it comes to the market, and we get at cheap rates there. So that way the fabric is very cheap there. So that way, that market is entirely a laborious market. They are purely with labor, and they're all this middle, not even middle class, I should say, below middle class people who will do anything for money. They are that type, and so they're very loving, down to earth people. You don't have people who are very rich. There are two extremes. You have rich as well as you have poor.
Very
So
true.
it is in between them only we have to survive. So Bangladesh has taught me a lot of things, like how to not retaliate too much, to keep
Mhm.
yourself a little composed, and you know uh, gel along with people well. So I learned a lot in Bangladesh. Being a lady, I learned a lot, and I really thank my organization for sending me there, even though I regretted in the beginning, but it was a challenge for me.
Okay, probably you are like, probably when they call you again, you can go for another stint. And so you didn't miss the Burj Khalifa that much. Good, good. That's really nice, Leena. So coming to Air India. So Air India as an organization, we would like to understand a little bit about Air India, more from their what are their values, basically the organizational values. Now, what kind of vision or mission the organization carries, and what is the importance for gender? Do they have any diversity and inclusion practices? As a leader, as a leader in Trivandrum, how much are you able to really carry it forward and help? Can you just throw some light on your organization per se?
Yeah. As an organization, I should say that, our basic mission and vision is to give the best customer satisfaction. Our focus is basically for that. And there is no compromise for anything of that sort. So we go out of the way to satisfy our customer and
Mhm.
meet their demands and wants, whatever they want. Okay, so that is as per Air India's vision and mission. And then regarding discrimination, we don't have any discrimination in our thing. Each one is given we are all in the same platform, but it's only that within ourselves we have certain things, like when you find that ladies are coming. See, you won't believe, in my southern region, I have my RD who's a lady, I have my GM who's an RD, who's a lady, and my GMP who's a lady. And most of us in southern region, we are all heading, all our ladies are heading. So that itself shows that women are much ahead of men, and we are doing
So,
well. The problem is, we all have our household duties, everything. We are multitasking at home as well. So for us, multitasking at office is only thing. We have to prioritize what we have to do. When you come to office, you have to prioritize how we have to do the multitasking, which we are clever at. because basically being at home, we know what has to go in first and what has to be done first. And so that training we have already done. And so when we come to office, so we know exactly how to go about it. So we are much and we put 101%, I should say
Yeah.
200%,
Yeah.
so that there is no compromise. We see that whatever work we are focused, and we see that whatever work is done, it is done within the stipulated time given to us. So that is making us successful. And that way, the organization, you find that most of them are women who are sitting, and if any work is given to them, they are putting that to with no loopholes anywhere.
Regrets. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So that is how we women are being successful in our organization, and we have been recognized also. You won't believe, my CD also, my commercial director is also a lady.
Wow.
So you have so many ladies who are our models. So we look upon them, and we are marching forward in this race of in this organization.
So I think I should have slightly reframed my question. I should have asked how inclusive it is of men,
Yeah.
isn't it? So that's a great news because being a public sector kind
Yes.
of an organization, this thing is very very refreshing to the ears because it sounds like music to my ears, literally,
And
Leena. Because
yeah.
very rarely we get to hear such beautiful stories coming out of public sector companies.
Hmm.
In private sector, we have organizations are forced to adapt, and we are not naturally moving towards the inclusive practices,
Okay.
but because of competition and because of severe comparison, we tend to do a lot of inclusive practices. It's not
Okay.
naturally there in many of the private sector companies. But when I listen to this story of Air India, it really gives me a fresh breather because it's naturally into it looks like there's
Yes.
nothing
Yes.
forcing there. Very
Yeah.
naturally, they are evolving as a very gender inclusive organization, and
Yes.
not only that, and putting women on the top of the organization, and see that, and they also ensure that you are succeeding in what you're doing. And I
Yes.
can see that smile on your face when you're talking about the organization. You have that bright smile on your face, which
Yes.
very clearly says that you're so appreciative of the company's policies and
Yes. Yes.
the practices that they have. So, Leena, so far we're talking about some very, very good things. So, I'm sure your life is not a bed of roses,
Yes.
especially when it comes to work. Um, uh, Definitely, it cannot be a bed of roses,
Yes.
especially when you're handling multiple things under one hat. So, what are the typical challenges, Leena? And what are your top three challenges? If I have to, give you some priorities on that, what are the top three challenges that you are facing, and that you're going to be facing this throughout your career? Like, that it's not going to leave you forever. There are a few challenges which never leaves you, right? It keeps
Yeah.
following you. So what are those challenges, Leena?
Yeah. Yeah. See, challenges are many, Dr. Rajni, because being in this thing, I should say that we have a lot of complaints coming in. Okay, and then we also have, for example, when the flights are delayed, and you have the schedule is rescheduled, and then we have a whole lot of passengers stranded in the airport, and see, these are things which you don't know when it comes. So
Mhm.
these such type of challenges are something which is not expected. And now the biggest challenges is that we have the on-time performance, grading
Mm,
yourself with the other competitors. So that is a big challenge in sending the flight on time.
mhm.
So we have just ground time, passengers deplane, and then passengers get in, the catering is fed, and everything has to be fed, and within half an hour the flight has to go. So that is the biggest challenge, and maintaining that, you have to boost up your team so that all of us are in the run, and we should ensure that the flight goes on time. And if there is any delay, the regional, we are pulled up for that. And so that is the biggest challenge which we are facing now, because we want to be at par with the competitors, because in the competitive market you have Indigo and all of them. Most of them say that the flights are their flights operate on time, and Air India does not operate on time. So we are bucking up in such a way that we see that we ensure that our flights, and we have in the long run, we've been able to do that, and we are achieving that. being a government company, we don't operate from point A to point B. We operate from point A, point B, and point C. So if there is any delay in one station, that becomes consequential and it is reactionary. So that's a technical problem which people might not understand. So they will think, why my sector, my flight is delayed. But we have certain, operational reasons why the flight has been delayed. So these are things, these are challenges which we face in our everyday thing. Sending the
Wow.
flight on time, and and ensuring that our passenger, even the baggage is tagged at the right destination. So when he goes there, or he or she goes there, he should get his bag. So that is also, these are all day to day challenges which we face. And they confidently fly with you because they know that we will take care. So that is the biggest challenge as an airline which we
Sure,
face.
sure. So, Leena, I'm compelled to ask you this question. As a woman, what are the challenges you face and your colleagues who are on very, very top positions in Air India? Like you're talking about some, at least I think I heard about six roles.
Yeah.
Women are, if my memory is right, about six of them are in top roles. And what are the gender-related challenges that you have?
Uh-huh.
Uh, have you ever thought about it? Because it doesn't look like you've even thought about it, but
Yes.
I'm sure there are a few. If you can share it, it'll be nice. And also share with us how you are tackling this on a day-to-day basis, and how are you putting a brave ego in front of them and saying, "No, you can't play this around with me."
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes, I do have at times, I do face problems because being a
Mhm.
lady, our men folk, they find it very difficult to listen to a lady. And for them to accept any instructions, anything from a lady, it is little difficult for them. So without hurting their ego, we have to, we have to just uplift them to a certain level to get the work done. So
Mhm.
it is, I manage it
Good
very, very
strategy. Good strategy,
very
Leena.
strategically, I should say that, I like, they say, no, without hurting the bud or the leaf of the rosebud, somehow you have to pluck it. So that's the way I deal with these men. So it is very difficult, but I have been successful to a certain extent, even though. But sitting as a thing, I just demand from them. I said, no, you have to listen to what I say. You have no other choice. So I get my work done. So they also give up to a certain extent, no other go.
Yeah. So does it come easily to you because you have two sons, and
Yes.
you just extend the practices to work?
Yeah.
Because I have a message from Alvin. He says, "My mummy is a very hardworking lady. May God bless her." So I thought I must share that with you. There is a comment on the comment box. So
Yeah.
so probably is the home environment helping you to tackle these small egos at work?
Yeah. Yes, very true. Because basically, even my children, both my boys, they have been so thing that they have been seeing the mother struggle, between during the childhood days and all. When I used to work in the airport, I used to have night shift. I used to go in the morning shift. I used to leave my children to the maid and just leave them and go, because job was
Mm,
more important those days.
true.
So I have not given the mother's love and care which what my children had to get those days. That was something which I had not given. And these boys know that the way the mother is struggling to try to play both the role as a mother and as a working lady, it's very difficult. And because of that, they themselves have become independent,
Mhm.
which is very nice. They don't
Wow.
depend on me for that. So even when I'm not at home, they know they can manage with the little bit of cooking or whatever they know. They manage. That's how, my boys have been very supportive. Even there are times when I go late after the meeting and all that. And these boys find out their own ways and means. They don't trouble me. They know mommy is little hardly pressed, and
Mhm.
they know, and they realize that they don't come in for any demands or anything. They gel with me. If I'm not well or something, they just leave me free, and they find their own way out. So these boys have been brought up by their father like that. So the father was also like that. He used to give me all freedom. Just go do your work and come back. Don't worry about any household responsibilities. which was taken care. And now my younger one is taking care of, because my elder one is not here, he's in Ireland. So my younger one is the one who's shouldering, who's taking the responsibility of his dad and taking care of me as well. So
Wow.
a dual role which he's playing now.
Beautiful, Leena. How beautifully you have articulated it. And I'm very proud of you and the boys as always. Okay. And so I have one more question, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. Some of our school friends are on the line. I think it will be great if they can ask you a few questions. Gertrude, Jyoti, all of them are there.
Yeah.
Purnima, everyone is there. Maya, everyone is there. So it will be nice if they can ask you a few questions. But then my one final question is, or not a question, what would you like to, share with your younger colleagues across the world? See, as I was telling you, we kickstarted the all manufacturing chapter to help out those women who are really working hard, getting the revenues for the organization. They are themselves a profit center. If you take each woman, she is a profit
Yeah.
center by herself. But is she getting the recognition? I don't think so. And in fact, we want when we look at that, they shy away from. They are very scared of a few things. They shy away from coming and presenting their real self, because they're very scared of being rejected by the society. I have heard many people who say, no, no, if you want anything, I can always, I will tell you, and then you make the presentation.
Mhm.
And how much ever you cajole them, they never come because they're very, very scared of rejection. They're very, very averse to rejection. So what would you like to tell these women who are so brilliant, they are so capable, high potential, but they succumb to these pressures that are around them, which does not help them to really be there? So what is that little piece of advice that you want to give? Because I know you have seen it all, and so can you share that?
Yeah, I would like to advise all the young entrepreneurs or to the young people who are budding, people who are coming, never to give up. See, if you have something, you should first of all believe in yourself. Only if you believe in yourself can you move forward, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So if you start believing in yourself and you get focused, then don't be worried about what people are telling you. Just focus on what you want to be and move forward. Don't listen, because you are not able to shut anybody's mouth or shun everybody. Nothing is going to work out. See,
Sure.
Lord, this path of our life is not is not a, I mean, it's not going to be very smooth. It's definitely going to be difficult for us. But all these obstacles we have to undergo, and the more you will definitely make mistakes also. But from these mistakes, you learn a lot. So that is a stepping. So every mistake is a stepping step for you to move forward. So just carry yourself. Don't be bothered. If you believe and you feel that you can do it, I'm sure 100% we can do it. And if anybody is trying to subdue you or trying to suppress you, just give a deaf ear to them, because you know what you are and what you want to be. And I think even in my life, I had been successful because I was also very proactive and all that. But then I felt that, if you can give and if you can spread the positiveness among others, you'll find that, all that energy coming within you, and this energy goes out to others as well. So
Sure.
I
Yes.
believe in that. Yeah. So if you are able to give that energy, so definitely all positive energy only will come. So I would request all these young people to just believe in yourself and move forward. That is what I would like to say.
Great. So, Leena, I was also told by many people, at very senior positions, they say that they have a few rituals every day. They do a few rituals, like yoga, meditation, or just reading. They have a lot of rituals. which helps them to really organize themselves, or which makes them to re-energize their potentials and all that. Do you have any of those rituals, Leena?
To be very frank with you, I don't have anything. Even, every new year I make a resolution saying that,
Just to
okay,
make
this
it.
time I will go for. It's all a new year resolution. It's only for a day, and then I never do anything. To be very frank, my sons, they always keep mocking at me, say, "Oh, mommy started." Every year is a resolution for her, but she does not do it. I don't do anything except only thing, I give my whatever little time I get, I give it to my children. And I always pray to God, because God is the one who has brought me. Without him I wouldn't have come up to this level, and I believe in that. And he has definitely, and this is the way I have gone. But to say, to be very frank, I have not gone for any walking or any yoga. Of course I find little pleasure in, cooking at home, and I bake myself. Of late, I started baking, and I find happiness in that. So wherever I find myself to be happy, I deviate to that. That is what I do at present.
So, Leena, I've known you for four plus decades, right?
Yeah.
You know that we've grown up with each other, and
Yes.
today I think is a very, very special day in my life because I'm so proud of you, my friend. I'm so proud of you. And unfortunately, we are on virtual platform. Otherwise, I would have given you a very big cuddly hug. And and I'm so happy that God has brought us together, and we are together as friends, and we'll continue to do so. So I'm so proud of you, Leena. I'm so proud of you. I can't say how proud I am of you. And I'm sure Vineeth and Mummy are watching you from right from there, and they are also having their own smiles there, saying that
Yeah.
okay, this girl can never change. She's that bold woman standing there and ordering everyone. Okay, so that
Yes.
is fantastic, Leena. Fantastic. Any closing words from your side, Leena, before we throw into the questions? Any closing remarks? Any closing statements?
Yeah, I would like to close up saying that, we as women should definitely not think that we are women and then we have to listen to what people they and subdue to whatever anybody says. You should also raise your opinion wherever given an opportunity. You should barge in, and you should tell your point of view. Don't get think that what will happen if, what will they think if I raise, or if I raise a point, and if that point what I raise is not correct, or whether it will look good, or if I say. So don't have all this. Just feel free. And if you feel what you want to say, just tell it out. And if you feel people are mocking you, just take it the way it is and accept that I wanted, so that you will have a satisfaction that I wanted to say this, I have said it. Now, if others like it or not, that is not mine. So don't give a damn to any others. Don't wait for any appreciation, or don't wait for others to cajole you, or others to say that, hey, you did a wonderful job. Don't wait for that. Just move forward and do whatever your heart says. Just listen to your heart. That is what
Wow.
I would like to say.
Wow, wow. What a way to say. Thank you, Leena. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
As I told you, I have no words to thank you. And
Thank
so
you.
I want to share something at this point in time. We will be having a conclave,
Okay.
women manufacturing conclave in August and or September, depending
Okay.
on when this COVID. But this is not going to be a virtual conclave. It's going to be a real conclave, the face-to-face, the real live
Okay.
conclave. So I would like to invite you right away for that. Please mark your calendar, my dear friend. And
Thank you.
I want you to be here and motivate many, many more, physically be available here and motivate more women to come into this field of manufacturing, the hard stuff of manufacturing. And because women are hard, we are hard
Yes.
built. So
Yes.
only we can do this job well.
Yes.
So that you have enlightened us with your beautiful stories. So you are invited. The invitation is already there for you, and please mark your calendar, my sweet friend. Okay,
Thank
and
you.
so now I'll open it up for questions. Priyanka, any questions there for Leena? Priyanka, any questions, Priyanka? No questions. Okay.
Okay.
So probably people are really mesmerized with
They wouldn't have
your
expected me to
interaction.
talk so much.
No, we all know, Leena, that you can really articulate beautifully. But I think such an inspirational leadership you've been putting forward, and I think Air India is very proud to have you as a station head for Trivandrum, and we wish to see you in more enlightening roles. And you should be the torchbearer for women leadership. I don't
Yeah,
like to say women leadership, but
yeah.
just for contextual reasons. So something is there, Bo, but a lot of comments as everyone are fully in awe of such a gallant woman leader.
Oh my
So,
God.
so thank you, Preeti dear, for putting that across.
Yeah,
So Leena, thank you, and I'll really look forward to meeting you. And
yeah,
wishes to everyone at home, and
yeah.
flying kiss to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for hosting me and your team as well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Rajni. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, dear. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Take care, Leena. Take care.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.